It's Madden NFL 22, and we've got a showdown in the AFC East. It's the Jets and the Bills coming up next.
And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get to
blitz coming, and down he goes. And it'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's third down. The number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Flushed out right. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A big gain there for the Bills.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Wisely will throw that one away. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
On play action, they'll throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off, because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Touchdown, Bills! A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bills have taken the early lead. An extra point by Bass. Up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it culminates in a Bills touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Tua Tagovailoa in the offense heading back out. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things. Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
2 and now on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. They'll run with Hunt. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Well, this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Bilsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect. How
about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
They'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bills are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-zip. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Tua Tagovailoa in the offense heading back out. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio, aren't we? And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys, 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio should ever be in any discussion. Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. Tua's throw going to be caught by Davis. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. Big yardage that time for the Jets. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. They've got a 1st and goal just inside the 5. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On second down, right back to Hunt. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here are the Bills to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. They go play action here on first down. Throwing left side, it's complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A big gain there for the Bills. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's got his big tight end here. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Oh, now a strip. He loses the football. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Steps away to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. An extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Tua. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker. Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Going right side here, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. They'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt.
stuck with me in this booth. And he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Second and 10. Two and a throw again. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Chapman. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact, and in his mind just screamed, out of my way, and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big gain there for the Bills.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. Touchdown! Kyle Pitts, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Tyler Bass now for the point after. And the lead is up to 18 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And
touchdown, Jets! A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets get the quick strike touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. This is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really had zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
It's almost human nature, isn't it? They score on one play, you come out on offense, you try and do exactly the same thing. They tried the deep ball, couldn't quite connect, but give them an A for effort.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a 1st down.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters this week? He kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
They'll look to throw again. Finding some room at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Jets are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say, we'll see what happens. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. Fourth down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park where the Bills take. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the halftime break behind us, and we are back underway with the third quarter of action. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Bills offense set to take over to begin quarter number 3. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play here for the Bills.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the third quarter. Another big play right there.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll make it a second down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on fourth down. Looking to throw. Rolling to his right. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bills take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Up and good. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Here's the Jets punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Back to throw now on 1st down. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
They'll rifle this one deep right side. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And they open open the lead up now to 25. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. New York's offense back out there and set to go. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he is going to lose yardage here. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. A carry here for Hunt. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 57 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Hunt. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Now on 2nd and 13. Tua. Over the middle, complete. It's Chapman. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
Back now just east of Manhattan in Brooklyn. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the 1st at the 32. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. Sean McDermott didn't hesitate. They'll go for it on 4th. Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bills are going to get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a 1st down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. The Bills on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. 3 yards the game there, second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Touchdown! A great effort there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets are able to close the gap just a bit. Oh, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
And the Bills are going to recover. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here.
And in the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big gain there for the Bills. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off inside the 5. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. Now, after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. On 2nd and 11 now. Tua. Swings this out for Hunt. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game...
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off at the 28. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their...
Touchdown, Bills! Kyle Pitts, second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Bills are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Tua Tagovailoa in the offense heading back out. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had a victory.
Yeah.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 36. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here. 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Being chased out left. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Well, he does have one touchdown in the game already, and while this one won't go for 6, it's enough to get him first and goal. But you and I both know he's going to be a little upset he didn't cross the goal line for a second time in this one.
Might want the ball here on the next play. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, they just continue to roll. And Charles, for you and I, we want the close games, but for them, it has to be so nice to enjoy this big cushion.
I can't remember the last time we saw them play this loose and have this much fun. I think they'd love to be able to capture this game, carry it with them from week to week, and be able to execute like this in all the rest of their games.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
It's a squibber picked up around the 27. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is...
There he goes right side. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will cut this lead down to 25. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Back to throw here. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And got his man complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate.
This one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The quick strike ability. Intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On first down, Tagovailoa finding Harris over the middle. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
2nd and 5.
At the 46-yard line.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And that will cut this lead down to 25. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And it would seem as if their 3-game winning streak is about to go to 4, but still a little work to do as they start 1st and 10.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
2nd and 16.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A big play here for the Bills. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continue